barber's chair, so keeping it all going took the roses out of Mum's cheeks. Billy put the money box on his windowsill. The instructions said it took double B batteries and that it only accepted American dimes. No one in their small town had ever heard of double B batteries, and Billy hadn't a penny, let alone a dime. "Never mind, love," said Mum. "It was the thought that counted." So Dad's thought stayed on Billy's windowsill, reminding him of all he had lost. What Billy missed most about his dad was the stories he told of Italy and Mighty Mama. Dad, who had been christened Antonio Piccoloni, had been the baby of the family. His older brother, Santo, had left home by the time he was born. His childhood was a golden time when he dreamed of owning a chain of barbers' shops all over the world. When he grew up, he came to England to make his dream come true. This was how he met Lily, Billy's mum, at a hairdresser's convention in Harrogate. "The only beautiful woman outside Italy, so what could I do?" And as he said this, he would lift his shoulders and put on a sad face like a clown. "I had to stay and become Tony Pickles." This always made Billy laugh. "One day, Billy, when my number comes up, you and me are going to travel. We'll visit Mighty Mama or go see my brother Santo's ice cream cafe in New York." Billy couldn't wait. New York, according to Dad, was like a magical castle built out of skyscrapers. It was a place where a dreamer could become a king. About a month after Dad had gone, a postcard arrived. It had a picture of the Statue of Liberty on it, and it said, "If I can make it here, I can make it anywhere. Dad." Billy tried not to think about his dad, but it was hard when there was so much he wanted to ask him. All the questions began with a why. Why did he go off like that without saying a word? Why had he left Mum? Why had he left everything in such a mess? The trouble was, Billy didn't know how to get hold of Dad to ask him. "New York's a big place, Billy," said Mum. "He might be at Uncle Santo's," said Billy hopefully. Mum asked international directory inquiries for their help to find the number, but Santo's ice cream cafe in New York wasn't listed. Billy now spent most of his time after school helping Mum in the barber's shop. They were a team. Mum hadn't enough money to change it into a proper hairdressing salon, but at least the old customers hadn't left her, and because she was so good, she soon had some new ones. In the evening, Billy would sit with Mum and neatly write down all the money she had made in a little cash book. "Oh, Billy boy, you make those numbers look magical," said Mum with pride. Mum had a little feeling that something was about to change, but neither she nor Billy could have imagined just how much, nor that it would have something to do with Mighty Mama and the money box. A letter from Dad had arrived at the beginning of the Easter holidays. In it was a small cheque for Mum and a ticket to New York for Billy. Dad wanted him to come out and stay so that he could meet Mighty Mama. She was coming over from Italy for the 70th birthday party that Uncle Santo was giving for her. Billy was so excited. "You won't be upset if I go, Mum?" he said, looking at his Mum's pale face. "No," said Mum. "I think it's a good idea if Dad answers all your why questions himself." A week later, Billy was sitting on a plane flying to the other side of the world. He was seated next to a plump boy about his own age, dressed in school uniform. "Hi," said the boy. "I'm Walter Minks, Jr." "I'm Billy Pickles," said Billy. "Are you flying on your own too?" "Yeah, I fly all the time. I go to boarding school in Sussex and come home to the States every holiday." Billy and Walter got on well, and talking and playing cards made the journey go by faster. "Do you live in New York?" asked Billy. "Yep. Well, no. I spend half the holidays with my dad in New York and the other half with my mum in Hollywood," said Walter. Billy showed him the address Dad had sent him. "You're not that far away from my dad," said Walter. "Look, Why don't I give you my number and I'll take yours? Maybe we can meet up. Ah, I like that, said Billy. An air steward saw the two boys through immigration and out into a wave of waiting people. "Who's meeting you, boys?" asked the steward. "My driver," said Walter. "My dad," said Billy with pride. A very smart man stepped forward. "That's him," said Walter. "Hope to see you again, Billy." And he faded into the crowd. Billy stood there, wondering where his dad could be. "Billy!" someone was shouting. "Billy!" Billy looked round, but he couldn't see anyone he knew. Then the crowds parted, and before him stood a small elderly lady not much taller than himself. She had a pretty face and dark brown eyes. "Billy Pickles! Oh, I'm good to see you! Oh, I knew it was you! You look just like your nonno, my late husband Alfredo! Oh, mwah!" She gave Billy 2 kisses on each cheek. "Mwah, mwah." Billy looked startled. "You don't know who I am? I am Mighty Mama, your nonna, your grandmother." Billy had always imagined Mighty Mama to be, well, mighty, not tiny and frail. The only pictures he'd ever seen of her were the photographs on Dad's shop wall, all taken when she was very young and beautiful. Although she wasn't at all how Billy had imagined her, he knew straight away he liked her. "Excuse me," said the steward, "but Billy's dad is supposed to be meeting him." Mighty Mama huffed. "So, he couldn't make it. I am here." And she handed the steward a letter. "Okay, everything's in order," said the steward, reading the letter. "Are you going to be all right, Billy?" Billy nodded and said, "Fine." "Santo!" shouted Mighty Mama. "Over here!" Billy looked up to see a mountain of a man coming towards them with a beaming face. "Mighty Mama, he looks just like Papa," said Santo. "Hey, nice to meet you, Billy." He held out a huge, friendly hand. "Where's Dad?" asked Billy when they were all packed into a taxi. "Ah, he's tied up in a meeting," said Santo quickly. Somehow, Billy got the feeling that neither Mighty Mama nor Uncle Santo was too pleased with Dad. Santo's apartment was small and cosy, with lots of pictures on the walls, just like Dad's barber's shop. Billy was looking at them when the doorbell rang. Uncle Santo went to answer it. A lady walked into the lounge. She had bright pink hair and looked just like a piece of candy floss on a stick.
"Oh, sugar,"
squeaked the lady.
"you must be Tony's boy."
She walked up to Billy and pinched his cheek. Under her arm she was carrying a little dog wearing a pink jumper that matched her own.
"This is Miss Precious. She's a chihuahua. Don't you think she's a cutie pie?"
Miss Precious let out a piercing yap, showing a set of very sharp little teeth. Mighty Mama came out of the kitchen carrying a tray. "What are you doing here, Trixie?" she said sharply.
"It's just that Tony would like to see his son, and I thought I could kind of take him over to the apartment and, we could all get acquainted."
"Do you know my dad, then?" said Billy, surprised.
"You betcha, sweetie pie. Why, your dad and me are—"
"Coffee, Billy," interrupted Mighty Mama.
"Ah, no thanks, Mrs. Piccoloni. It gives me tummy trouble,"
said Trixie. "I wasn't asking you," said Mighty Mama. "I think it's best you go. Santo will bring Billy along after he's had a little rest." Whether it was the jet lag, or whether it was because he was in a strange place, Billy wasn't sure, but he felt as if he was trying to put a jigsaw puzzle together with half the pieces missing. As soon as Trixie had gone, Billy asked Mighty Mama, "Am I staying with you, or with Dad?" She took Billy's hands. "That's up to you," she said. "Why don't you see what you think when you've seen your dad, eh?" Dad's apartment was over a dry cleaning shop and was nowhere near as nice or as cosy as Uncle Santo's. A familiar sound of yap-yapping could be heard coming from another room. Dad looked different somehow. He was trimmer. "Good to see you, old Dad, or what?" he said, flinging his arms around Billy and trying to lift him off the ground. "You're too big," he said, putting on his sad clown face. Billy laughed. "I'm not a baby anymore, Dad." I know. "Well, what do you think of New York? Isn't it just the ticket?" Billy felt as if his dad was putting on a show for his